In this video, we will be covering dividing fractions. So before I introduce how to divide fractions, I'm going to introduce you to what we call the reciprocal. So the reciprocal is found by turning a fraction upside down. So what we do is we swap the numerator and the denominator. So I'm going to go through a couple of fractions here and then find the reciprocals to these. So all we do is swap these positions. So the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Again, with 4/5, the reciprocal is we swap their positions. So we get 5/4. And then lastly with this one, same thing. Draw your arrows to show what's going on. And we're saying that the reciprocal is 9/7. Alright, so why I introduce you to that is because we use that when we're dividing by a fraction. So when we divide a fraction, we actually end up multiplying by its reciprocal. So the second fraction is flipped into its reciprocal and we get a multiplication. So if I have 1/4 divided by 2/3, the first thing I want to do is flip my second fraction and this changes to a times. So 1/4 stays, that doesn't change. My division sign is now a multiplication sign and I'm multiplying by the reciprocal, which is 3/2. At this point, it's a normal multiplication, so we multiply the top and then we multiply the bottom. So what I end up with on top is 1 times 3, which is 3, 4 times 2, which is 8. We see if we can simplify it. In this case, we can't, so that is our answer. So I'll do one more here. 3/5 divided by 2/5. Again, we're going to flip that second, and this changes to a times. So what we end up with is 3/5 because the first fraction doesn't change. The division sign is now a multiplication sign, and we get 5/2. At this point, you can do your regular timesing like this, or you could do your simplification first because we know we both have two 5s there, and if you have a 5 on the bottom and the top, they swap to 1s. So we end up with 3 times 1 on top, which is 3, over 1 times 2, which is 2. So we end up with 3/2. So again, just to recap what we're doing, we introduced you to what we call the reciprocal, and the reciprocal is just where you swap the numerator and the denominator, those positions change, so it ends up flipping upside down. And we use the reciprocal when we're dividing fractions because we don't like to divide, so instead of doing that, we multiply by its reciprocal. And what that involved is flipping the second fraction and the division sign becomes a multiplication sign.